I might.
Oops.
Okay.
I said oops because I didn't mean to actually start the recording, but I guess I have. So here we are. It's Friday. This is our support call. I'm Stephen Carlson. And yeah, I think I'm going to start this with a group release. I've had a great request. Um, the topic was, in fact, I think I'm just going to read that topic rather than tell you about it. Just a second here. The topic is death, but not just that. Let's just see here. Got it. So the request was, I would love to request a group release on the fear of death, including the fear of painful death and the fear of violent, cruel death, as in Gaza, Ukraine, Auschwitz, etc. Well, that's quite a request. Was super inspired this morning by a YouTube video of Lester Levinson, the founder of the Sedona method. Just a second. Talking about the fear of death being the root fear driving all the primary wants and therefore a powerful gateway to freedom. I looked around for that quote from Lester Levinson. I couldn't find it, but I did find another favorite quote of mine by Carlos Castaneda, which is this: death is the only wise advisor that a warrior has. Whenever he feels that everything is going wrong and he's about to be annihilated, he can turn to his death and ask if that is so. His death will tell him that he is wrong, that nothing really matters outside outside its. His death will tell him, I haven't touched you yet. So that's the sense of this group release, is the appreciation of death. I'll give one more personal anecdote before we get into the group release. One of the most profound experiences I had was witnessing the birth of my daughter. And it was profound in part because of the realization that I had at that moment that life enters the room. Death is also present. I had no idea. Of course, during the birth process, the woman's body is under extreme stress. If the child doesn't leave the body, the result is death. That's something that we witness historically throughout the millennia. You know, very often we think of a young man's greatest challenge as going into battle. Perhaps a woman's is to give birth. But it's that same sense that at the moment that life enters, death is also present. And I would turn that around. I would say that in a certain way, death is also an incredibly important part of life. And that's what Carlos Castaneda is pointing to, is that appreciation of our mortality is what gives life meaning. So that's probably enough talk on my part. I invite you just to go, just to allow everything to be as it is, just for this moment. Take a deep breath. Then come to rest. It's a heavy topic. But let's get into it. Just allow yourself to imagine death, the end of all that you know. And just to intensify this a little bit, imagine it being horrible. There's no guarantee that it's going to be painless or even quick. So how would it feel to starve to death in Gaza? How would it feel to march towards the gas chamber? How would it feel to face a bullet in Ukraine? That whining sound of the drones overhead. What would it feel, that moment of death? Allow yourself to contemplate that for a moment longer. Allow the stories, the memories, the thoughts. Notice any reactions in the body. The body is especially important in the response. Notice how the heart responds, the core of the body from the throat down to the groin. Notice any uncomfortable feeling, any tension. Just as best you can, allow it to be like. And then check. Would you like to change this? Would you like to make this go away? Notice any resistance to that thought. Those who joined us a little late, we're releasing on that topic of death. As horrible, as gruesome as it might actually end up being. And just check and see, do you want to change that? Do you want to not die or not have to feel that? Whatever is present, just notice any kind of rejection, pushing away, not wanting, or even the opposite, any kind of holding on. And then check and see, is there any sense that this is personal? That sense that there's a you who will come to an. Does this feel personal? Because of course it does. And then when you're ready, could you let that go? Is this possible? Yes or no, either one is okay. Would you let this go? Are you willing? And when? So let's double back to the beginning. We're releasing on the topic of death, the finality of it. But not just that, also the possibility of a horrible death, having to linger and suffer, the intensity of pain. And just notice all that comes up in reaction. There may be fear. Let's just check in for that. Notice what fear means in the body. Notice how it shows up. There may be a change in the way the breathing takes place. There could be a change in the heartbeat, a speeding up of the pulse. There could be cold and clammy feeling on the skin. There could be so many reactions. Just notice. Notice also how the mind is reacting. Isn't there something more important you could be doing right? That's the voice of distraction. Maybe there's somebody that you know who recently died. Maybe there's an association or a memory that comes up. So just allow fear to be whatever comes up. And since it's here anyway, would you take that extra step of courage? Would you welcome it? Would you open up to it even further, invite it? Whatever is being felt. And yes, this may intensify the feelings a little bit, but maybe not. Just notice how that shows up for you. And notice if there's any rejection of this, any no, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to deal with this, any pushing away, any holding on. Notice any resistance around the feeling of fear, fear of dying. And since that's here anyway, could you allow that, open to it as well? And then check. Does this feel personal? Because of course it does. And just allow that as best you can. Notice any associated feeling of should or shouldn't. You should feel this way, you shouldn't feel that way, whatever it is that came up. Any judgments. You're not a good releaser, you're a good releaser, whatever it is that came up, any judgment about this. And now let's take a slightly different course. Can you find the one who feels that way? Have a look around and see. Can you find that individual struggling against a cold and cruel world? Can you find that sense of the individual and whatever came up? Could you rest as that for a moment? And then when you're ready, could you let that go? Would you let that go? And when? One last try, one last attempt, one last pass. Think about death. Sounds ridiculous to say that, doesn't it? The last thing that you do want to think about normally. But just for now, could you allow that feeling, allow that awareness, allow death? Notice the reactions. Notice the mind. Have a good look around. Be curious. Notice the mind's reactions. The self-talk, the images, the sounds, the story, the memories, association. And then, when you're ready, check into the body. Notice what's happening there. Pay attention to any sense of discomfort. Look around for any cramping, tension, dis-ease, discomfort. Take inventory of the body. Look around. Notice how it feels. Notice how it reacts to that topic. Death. And then when you're ready, could you allow that? Could you open to that? Give it permission to be like, just for now, forever. And then, is any of this you? Are you those sensations in the body? Are you those thoughts, images, memories? Is that you? Or are you that which is aware of the activities of the mind, of the experiences of the body? And just allow that. Rest in that. Allow your beingness to be. Now, just for fun, here's a question. Does that beingness ever die? Was this beingness ever born? Sit with that for just a moment. Take a breath or two. And notice what is. Notice what is beyond the thought, beyond the sensations of the body. Notice what is beyond the possibility of death. And doesn't that feel like just the point to stop? That does feel good. So, welcome to everybody on the call. Those who have joined us later, you're welcome as well. I am ready to answer any questions, offer any support, and I would be delighted to hear any gains, observations, personal reflection. Oh, and I see a hand. Delightful. I'm just going to say, Ayu, would you unmute? There we go.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Stephen. First of all, I want to pass my condolences of the passing of your father last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I've been reading the group, and I've been following, but I'm here and there. But thank you for the support call. I'm just going to turn on my camera. Hi. It's been a while. I haven't been in the support group, like for the international community. I'm very used to the Indonesian one,
Oh,
because I'm
yeah.
from Asia. Yeah, yeah, and this the release earlier that you gave to us is I would say it's very much connected to like the challenge that our facilitator gave, what Adelia gave. So we're listening to this releasing on the world's condition. So what you gave earlier is very perfectly fit. So thank you so much. I guess that's my gain, and my body is now relaxed, and it's almost midnight. So I'm just going to continue listening to the support call while probably dozing off. Moving.
Oh, thank you
So
so much for sharing that.
yeah,
That's lovely.
yeah. I mean, likewise, it's a lovely release, and to everyone in the support call, I just want to say hi. Yeah, I just my gain is just this constant peacefulness, and some thoughts still kind of like here and there. I mean, they're always like that, but when I decide to release, and it's just like it's released. I don't know, like the more I practice this method, the more it's giving me good things. That's all I want to say. And thank you for all the facilitators out there giving
Oh,
this training to us. Love you so much.
could I ask you for a favor? Pass on
Yeah,
my greetings and love to Adelia.
of course. I will. I will. I will.
And, just
Yeah.
to share a little bit with you, the perspective that I have is that most of our releasers and most of our facilitators or coaches are located in North America or Europe at present,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
there's a growing group in Indonesia.
Yeah. Yes, it's getting like attention, like so much attention
Yeah.
actually. Within those like, this past 2 years, like from we used to have this only 10 people inside our community. Now it's growing to thousands, and in YouTube, and like it's exponentially growing. I don't know what happened, but I guess it's what people are needing right now. Mental
Mm,
clarity, peacefulness amongst whatever is going on in the world. Yeah.
that's right. Good. Well, again, greetings to Adelia and to everybody else
Yeah.
in Indonesia. I hope to get there at one point, by the way.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you. So I'm going to lower your hand and then invite anybody else who'd like to step up. Happy to facilitate, answer a question, and I love to hear the game.
Hi, this is Sangeeta.
Hello, hello. I see.
So, yeah, I wanted to report again
Please.
after a long, long time. Um, for the longest time, I didn't want to chalk up again because the mind would come back and say, aha, I have messed with it. You don't have it. And so I wouldn't talk about it.
Hmm.
And now I feel better about sharing gains
Hmm.
where I say, okay, yeah. So it didn't last. So what? You know.
Hmm.
So I think for me that's been a huge um, movement because for the longest time I couldn't even accept that. I was so afraid that I was a total failure.
Right. So
That-
let me
that's
understand. You were saying that you were afraid to share gains because you were afraid that if you did, then they would go away.
it was more like my I would sabotage myself or it.
Sabotage, yes.
I know. So
Well, in my experience, it works the opposite.
well, I think you have connect. Your mind is a lot not as vindictive and sinister as mine, and that is where I had to make peace with it.
Hmm.
Realize that that's just how that's my what do you call it? The internal world, if you like,
Okay.
and and it was very hard for me to accept that my internal world was so just mean
Hmm.
to me. uh, I'm not like sometimes it would come across as me being mean to other people, especially
Right.
when little. But when I was like a teenager, I suddenly realized, I mean, I was just the internal messages were so mean that I was acting it out, and I stopped doing that.
Hmm.
But that internal world didn't change, and it's now I don't give a damn.
Well, Gita, doesn't that sound like a gain, what you just shared?
Yeah, it is a wonderful game, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But I wonder, though, what you just said is interesting. We could play with that a little bit. You said that your internal world is very mean and cruel. Is that right?
Yeah.
But I
And
wonder if we can
and
play
it's
with that for.
not in a way where it's trying to protect me. It is more like, uh, aha, you got screwed over again, kind of thing.
Yes. But even below that, can you sense that there's actually a desire to improve? You got screwed over again. If you'd only listened to me, that wouldn't have happened.
No, there is no if you
No.
won't listen to me.
No. Okay.
That never happens.
Hmm.
So the listen to me, it comes from me. So it's almost like it took me a long time to just sit there and observe the there is internally there is like it would play the good cop and the bad cop.
Mhm.
And then when when it started realizing that I was doing neither, it my mind would, you know, just keep the pressure on till I crack, kind of thing.
The
So that's
mind would
it.
keep the pressure on until you crack.
Yeah, so I would like literally break down and cry and stuff like that.
Mm.
And then I realized this is just like, it's not even real. I mean, I'm looking around myself and I see walls and a door and furniture, and I'm going, what the hell is this? So it slowly, I mean, it took me a while, but it slowly started. I started realizing that I was afraid of the shadows,
Mhm.
and there's nothing to be afraid of. The shadows.
Excellent. And so the voices became less.
No, they're still there.
They're still there. Oh, okay.
But my observation is more. I mean, I don't know if everybody experiences this. I talk to the people, you know, that my family, and none of them seem to have this kind of internal dialogue that is so negative.
Mhm.
So, you know, no, I was talking to my kid, and he's like, "No, I don't. I generally know. I mean, if I get an idea, I'm like, I do a fact check, and then I'm like, no, that's a dumb idea. But when I used to do a fact check, my mind is telling me that's a fantastic idea. Go do it. So, yeah. So that's it's a long, slow road, but you know,
The voice is still there, but you just don't have to take it seriously.
no, I don't even hear it. I don't even pay attention to it.
Ah, even better.
So I kind of like it's very interesting to understand that there is this and that mind or whatever it is that's doing this stuff is literally like somebody shouting outside the window. And I just because I was hearing it, I felt that I should be listening to it.
Hmm.
Like, why would I hear it if it wasn't meant for me, kind of thing. And now I realize almost 100% of it is it's just somebody just, you know, having a moment.
Oh, these are wonderful realizations. Thank you for that.
Isn't it? I mean, it's I don't know how many people. I mean, I meet in my work. I meet like people every day, and now I recognize what is happening in their minds
Oh, yeah.
when they're talking. I'm like, dude, do you not even know that Mason down and talk with you? But you know, I don't do that. I used to try and help before. That's another thing that the mind used to tell me, you need to help other people. And I'm like, hell no. You know, that's another trap that it was leading me down because it was like literally like these. I didn't even realize, like, you know, Hale says there are like little programs
Yes.
that, and it's almost, you know, it's almost like there's a program running, and then there is a baby program that seems to come off of it without any effort. And before you know it, you have a chain of artificial intelligence going on.
Right.
And you're like trying to stop everything and thinking that you have control over it.
Right.
And now I'm like, okay, I guess, you know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it's, you know, it's like the one thing that I kind of understood as when I was very little. This I don't know how where it came from, but it was like if something has to happen, it will happen no matter how much you try to prevent it. And if something's not going to happen, it will never happen no matter how much you try to make it happen, make it come around. come about. And that used to be there. And that I think was my reality check. And I used to always get confused between that and the mind, which would say, aha, try this, it'll happen. Try this, it'll happen. And now I just do what I do and I just walk away from it. I'm like, it's not mine. None of this is mine.
You can be sure that many people listening will find great benefit from that perspective. Absolutely right.
Like I used to take ownership, literally ownership.
Right.
I mean, it was, to me, it was just, came to the point where I sat down and I was like, if there is trash on the street and I can pick it up and put it away, that's okay. But it's not my job to go pick up everybody else's trash and take ownership of it. It's not mine. And I won't do it. So, and I think I used to feel like, I think this is probably upbringing. I used to feel like there was some, so I used to, like you couldn't refuse, inability to say no.
Right.
It's a very Asian thing for a lot of Asian women, I think, or maybe women in general. But you're supposed to be the caregiver and the, whatever. And then I realized I could say no to this bullshit and still be a good caregiver.
Right.
And my kid is happy. So, I must be doing something right.
Those are excellent observations. Thank you for sharing that, Gita.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I thought I saw a hand, but no, it seems that she's disappeared. Never mind. Would anybody else like to speak up, ask a question, receive some guidance, assistance, support, or even share again? Just checking the chat messages. Well, I don't mind the silence at all. Thea, hello.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. Oh, I will go ahead. uh, I have no idea what's happening within me. Can I ask for some assistance?
Yes.
I'm feeling an intense sadness, or I don't know what it's all about. All kinds of things are happening, but it's just intense. I have no idea.
Do you need to understand it?
That's what I'm trying. I think when I understand it, then maybe I can. I don't know.
Well, just for now, could you let go of trying to figure it out?
Yeah,
And would you?
that would be a good idea.
And
Would I? Yeah. Well, let's try now.
And now. Okay. So, intense sadness. Could you just allow that for a moment? If that's what's coming up, could you just give it permission? Not forever, but just for now.
Yeah.
So let me ask, on a scale from 1 to 10, how intensely does this come up? 10 is the maximum.
I would say 8.
Is that the best you can do?
You want more sadness?
Why not? Is 9 available? Let's ask it that way.
When I try to pull it up to 9, it shuts down a little bit.
Well, in that case, could you simply just allow it and invite it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be 9, whatever comes up.
Yeah.
So notice also, isn't there underneath a little sweetness to it? Is it 100% negative?
Well, when you ask that question, I feel that the presence that I'm available, that I'm present with it, is sort of, yeah, nurturing or, yeah.
Mm. Isn't that interesting? Nurturing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, just whatever it is that's being experienced, could you even feel it more? Just open yourself to that. Give it permission. It's here anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And shall we play a game? What if this were the most delicious sensation that you've ever experienced? Could you approach it with that lens? Could you invite it up
Mm.
as something delightful? It may sound strange, but try it.
No, I get it. Yeah, then uh, I'm opening it with sort of respect.
Ah, yes.
That's good. Yeah. Almost like I'm bowing to it.
Mhm. And is it the same as when you started?
There's more colors added to it.
Colors.
Yeah, more warm red, warm,
Mm.
deep yellow.
Yeah.
Mm.
And let me ask you, is that you? Or are you experiencing that? Are you aware of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of gripping, and I'm aware of that. Yeah,
The gripping is interesting.
yeah, it's gripping in the diaphragm area, like.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it shows up in the body as well as the mind?
Yeah,
And which is more powerful, do you think?
the I don't know what's more powerful, but the sensation in the body is very present. But
Focus on the body just for the moment and
yeah,
yeah. And
but already the more what word did I use? Nurturing,
mm,
and the colors are already added to that as well. And there's a opening of the heart area.
mm. And that gripping that you mentioned, is that also taking place?
Yeah.
And is that something unpleasant?
Uh, yeah. No, it's not. It's not. It's it's really drawing attention.
Okay, would you like it to stop?
Uh, well, it's okay to ask for attention, thing, but
Uh,
tell me what you want to say.
I'm just
What's
looking
the
for
deal here?
exactly. Is there any sign of resistance or
Yeah, I think so. The
Yeah.
question of the more deeper welcoming and the respect, and that made clear that I was saying, well, you're allowed to be here, but
but
yeah, yeah.
But that's it. Just notice that but. That's important too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And does it feel personal?
Yeah.
So what if what's being experienced in the body has no meaning, no name, no explanation, no story? Could you be open to that possibility?
I can open to that possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, Interesting. Yeah.
Just for now, would you give this all permission to do exactly whatever it wants?
Yeah. It's also very sweet. Yeah.
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 On a scale of 1 to 10, how intensely are things being
Uh, it's still, I would say, a 5, but more colors and more
Right.
space around it or in it. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Interesting.
A friend of mine, a Hungarian friend, different culture, that's the point I'm making. She once took me to a special place in a park in Budapest, and she told me, "This is where I come to be melancholy." And it just, to me and my way of thinking and my culture, the whole thing was just bizarre because she was speaking about this in a very fond way. This is
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
her
Got it.
special place to come and be melancholy.
Yeah.
And from my point of view at the time, I just couldn't imagine why would you want to come and be melancholy,
Mhm.
right?
Uh-huh.
There is a sweetness to sadness often, and there is more than just a negativity and a heaviness.
Uh-huh.
There's also a kind of an opening.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And it's also life. It's also experience. It's also whatever happens apparently. Yeah.
Right. Right.
And sometimes the body is signaling all kind of messages and emotions, etc., that are not necessarily true.
So, what does true mean?
What does true mean? Uh,
feels that way at the moment.
Yeah, but yeah, like old conditioned messages.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got a lot of clarity.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Great.
it's okay.
Yeah.
And great to share it.
I'm glad you did. Thank you.
That already helps a lot. Yeah.
Sadness is
Yeah.
an interesting thing to me because it's also related to anger.
Right. Yeah.
It's a different state of anger, like ice is a
Mm.
state of water and the
Mm-hmm.
liquid and the gas.
Mm-hmm.
And in some way, I think sadness is a lot easier to process than rage, for
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
example.
Yeah. Interesting. When I allow a little anger to come up, yeah, that feels right. Feels more
Active?
yeah more less hopeless, less drowning, but more like okay,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Anger is interesting. Very often, if I'm facilitating somebody and anger comes up, that's actually a very good sign.
mm,
Anger is, as far as emotions go, it's actually fairly high up in energy, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, and it can be a turning point.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
You can use anger as fuel for change. Obviously, it's
right.
not something
Yeah,
that you want to stay in, but you can,
or direct towards others.
or direct towards others, yeah, but it can be fuel for change.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good idea. Yeah, it feels really good.
That feels good for now.
Feels good for now.
Good.
Thank you, Stephen.
Nice to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was unexpected and delightful. Would anybody else like to speak up, ask a question, get some support, share a game? And remember also that whatever you're feeling or experiencing, it isn't just you. There's obviously other people on the call and other people listening. And guaranteed, whatever you're feeling, there will be value in sharing. And also, it's 15 minutes into the call. We could just end early. And if you're new, or relatively new, I promise I won't bite. Maybe that's a good point to end the call. Going once, going twice. Done. Okay, then. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I would like to remind you, I do these every week. You're welcome to join. I also do one-on-one work with people. You can obviously find me on WhatsApp or look for me at workingfromtheheart.com. I'm proud of myself. I put together the website recently. It says the things that I wanted to say. So
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that for now, and we'll stop the recording.
Yeah. Thank
You
you.
have a
Thank you very much. And have a nice weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.
all a good weekend.
Thank you, Stephen. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.